Hello and welcome to another episode of It Came From the Page. And today I'm doing something I haven't done in a very long time, and that is a book haul. I have not done a book haul in a very long time. Not that I haven't been buying books, it's just that I am just been like, I want to talk about other things. And I also do want to talk about other things, but I was like, I had a pretty good book haul today, so I was like, oh, cool. Because normally, I get a book, I want to immediately put it into a bookshelf or something, so it's not sitting around. But luckily today, my local cat rescue, who gave me my sweet, sweet boy Jughead, I'll let you down now, had a huge book sale. So I was planning to do an actual vlog about it, because I just hadn't done a vlog in a while as well, to just be like, here's me going through a big book sale. But unfortunately, it started raining like hard, and I had to be like, okay. And it was an outdoor book sale, so they had to put tarps over everything. So it was me like trying to lift up tarps and do everything. So it would not have made a good video, but it did make me get some good finds. But before that, I want to talk about some things that I found in a little free library and a few things that arrived that I ordered. First off, let's talk about the Westerns. And one of these books I've actually already read. So I got these last week, but I thought I would get them in because I haven't filed them away yet. I got the Lone Star and the Border Bandits, Lone Star and the Mexican Standoff, Lone Star and the Rio Grande Bandits, and finally, Lone Star and the Biggest Gun in the West. So Lone Star, which I delightfully found out, is a is a mixture of like a martial arts and Western, because there is this martial artist named Kai, and he is like a Japanese American, and he does a bunch of martial arts in the Old West. He very rarely uses guns, and he mostly kills people with his hands, or he like has like a shuriken, and it's just awesome. Like, it is 100% cheese to the next level, and it is actually a spin-off of Long Arm, and I talked about a Long Arm book before last week when I read one of that, and this one I actually found in a little free library, and that is Long Arm and the Sonora Siren. And if you don't know what these are, they're basically Western smut books, but there's like action, a decent Western plot, and then smut. Mwah, mwah. Favorite Western stuff I've read. Well, one of the favorite Western stuff I've read so far. I have actually read some cool dinosaur Westerns that I'll talk about on Sunday. Next is some books that I actually ordered that arrived. Kong Reborn. So in July, I'm turning 30, and as a celebration for that, I'm going to do a all kaiju month, and I had to, I'm going to call it Kai July, and Kai July, and I picked up this King Kong book, which is Kong Reborn, and I'm really excited about that, because I'm kind of a amateur King Kong historian, so I thought it would be cool to read some of the fiction books written about the eighth wonder of the world. Next, Cabal, which is a Clive Barker book that was adapted into the wonderful movie Nightbreed. So I'm very interested to see what the book version of that is like, and I love me some Clive Barker, so I had to pick that one up. I have two Barry Wood books, and this was completely by chance. So in a little free library, I actually managed to find Twins, which was made into the wonderful David Cronenberg film Dead Ringers. And I found this in a little free library and was like, oh my goodness, because I wanted to read the book. And I actually did not realize that Barry Wood was a female author. So I had been listening to a podcast that was talking about Barry Wood. I believe it was the same Books in the Freezers with the Bookubus, but it just that a lot of stuff talked about in that episode stuck in my mind, and one of those was finding out that Barry Wood was a woman, so I wanted to pick up some Barry Wood books, and this is a book that they actually talked about on that episode, is The Tribe, and I've wanted to pick this up for a while, and I've just never gone through and ordered it. This has a really cool step back cover, And yeah, so I'm just really excited to read some 70s, 80s horror written by a woman. So that is really cool. Now we're on all books that I got today. So all of those stuff were things that, I found during the week. These are things I actually found today. Some of these I don't even remember. It was a quite a predicament, and a lot of I'm just gonna put books here. I'm just gonna put books here. So this one I actually got from a library today. So I stopped in a library and they had for 50 cents. They had a book that if you wanted, you could pick up any book for 50 cents. I had never heard about this, but this is The Beast of Nightfall Lodge. And I thought it had a awesome cover, and it is basically about an Egyptologist who receives a strange letter, and he a strange letter from his friend, a bounty hunting sniper, Rex McTroy. He finds himself drawn into a chilling mystery deep in the mountains of New Mexico. A bloodthirsty creature is on the loose, leaving a trail of bodies in its wake. So yeah, this is a a creature feature, and this is a modern creature feature. When was this actually written? Because I love the way this sounds. I love the cover. Yeah, so this is actually from 2018. It was originally published. Never heard anything about this. Again, for 50 cents, I saw a cool cover. I like the way the plot sounded, so I was like, yeah, gotta pick that one up. Next, you'll see some of these books are because I've been watching a lot of Steve Donahue lately, and he is always talking about really great nonfiction books. So I picked up some nonfiction, and this is the 7 Days to Disaster, the true story of the sinking of the Lusitania. And if you don't know about this, this is the ship that, when it sunk, really ended up drawing the United States into World War I. This is a very important part of history, and yeah, I really thought it'd be cool to kind of pick up a nonfiction book about that. So I believe I've heard about this book too. Like, this is a pretty famous World War I history book. Dashiell Hammetts, The Thin Man. I have really been interested in picking up some older noir type books just to see if I like them, because I really do like film noir as a genre of cinema. So I thought, hey, I should try that out for books. And I love the Thin Man movie series. What I've seen, I may have only seen the first Thin Man. Now that I think about it, but I was really kind of excited to see what the book version of that is like. So I picked that one up. Empire of the Sun, which I am very excited to read, is a war novel. And this one is the movie cover, because this was made into a Steven Spielberg film. So I thought that would be cool to read and see what the differences are. And you know me, as soon as I see a movie tie-in anything, I'm buying that. Next up is a whole bunch of really, really cool looking covers for a bunch of Alfred Hitchcock story collections. So look at these covers. Next up is a whole bunch of Alfred Hitchcock story collections. Now, Alfred Hitchcock as a person was very bad. He was not a good person, and he sucked. But all of these story collections have really cool covers, and also he didn't write any of the stories. Also, he's dead. So, and since he's dead, I was like, I might as well pick these up. These all have amazing covers, and I'm sure they are some pretty cool stories. I did really like the television series Alfred Hitchcock Presents, which is a television series from the 50s. So I figured, hey, I wonder if these story collections are in the same type of style. Alfred Hitchcock's Death Can Be Beautiful. Alfred Hitchcock's Breaking the Scream Barrier. Alfred Hitchcock's Deathmate. Alfred Hitchcock's Coffin Break. Alfred Hitchcock's Games Killers Play. And Alfred Hitchcock's Witch's Brew. So all of those have amazing covers, and I could not pass them up. Next, another nonfiction. This is the Helter Skelter. So this is a very famous true crime book, and this is all about the Charles Manson murders. I've never read it. I know the story pretty well, but I've never actually read the original and most famous true crime book written about it. So I thought it would be good to finally read that. I mean, good as in informative. I'm sure I wouldn't enjoy. I don't know how much I will enjoy reading that, but another 2 Alfred Hitchcock collections. I thought I had them all. But this is Alfred Hitchcock's Rolling Gravestones and Alfred Hitchcock's Coffin Corner. Like, all of those covers are so great, so classic. This I might try to read and get in for June on the Range. Stories from Western Canada. These are a bunch of short stories written from the 1920s to the 1970s. And they are all taking place in the western provinces of Canada. And I thought that would be really interesting to read. So it was an interesting way to read some more Canadian literature and to read it from a short story collection. I thought, hey, why the hell not? Nearing the end, I don't have too much more here. Enemy at the Gates. I have seen the movie. I generally know the story, but I don't have a full grasp on it. Again, this seems like a book that Steve Donahue would pick up, but I thought this would be a good read. The movie was very fun. I'm sure the book is much better, and this is just a huge, chunky book all about the battle for Stalingrad. And I don't know a lot about that particular battle in World War II, so I thought that would be cool to grab. The last 2, Dan Simmons' Hyperion and Dan Simmons' sequel to that, Fall of Hyperion. I know Dan Simmons is definitely a piece of shit. He has posted some truly batshit stuff online, and I think his online presence is pretty bad. But I figured these are very famous sci-fi stories. I would like to read them. I did really, really like The Terror when I read it before I knew he was like a crappy person. So I thought, this is 50 cents. It's going to the cat rescue. If I'm ever going to read these books, I might as well pick them up now. And that is, of course, Hyperion and Fall of Hyperion. I'm not sure if I'll like these. I'm not sure how good they'll be. We will see. So yeah, that was just a little book haul, and I wanted to kind of record that as I was kind of excited about all these books that I got. What have you been hauling recently? What do you think is the first book out of this collection I should read? What are your opinions on crappy writers? Like, if a person is a bad person, will you read their work? Most of the time I don't. There's a reason why I'm not going to buy any new Dan Simmons books. For that reason, I don't really want him to profit off of it, but I will give a cat rescue or something like that some money if I wanted to read it. So I would love to hear what you guys have been reading and calling and all that good stuff, and come back here Sunday and Tuesday to figure out my June on the Range week and of course my slasher week. Thank you guys, and have a great day. Bye.